So what do we have right here for water?
We're at 29 feet right here. That marker buoy was at 25. And all surrounding this is 50, 60, 70 foot of water. So this is like a stovepipe in the middle of nowhere. And what makes these little humps effective is that the bigger ones, this is not really big, this one's maybe 5 or 6 times the size of our boat, but the bigger ones have more real estate on top, which of course attracts more bait fish, which attracts more walleye. This one, if we catch a handful of fish here, 6, 8 fish, we'll probably leave it and go look for another one, because this one's just so small it's not going to hold a lot of fish, but there's been good fish on it. All right, that's what we're looking for.
Just got to the bottom and picked it up. But they're really biting light.
That's nice fishing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just step underneath you here, Danny, and grab a net, because like I said, we want to maybe eat a couple of these.
I think this is going to be a little larger.
Let's take a look here. You gotta love this walleye fishing.
Oh yeah, it's a good time.
Look at that. That's much better than 18 inches.
Nice walleye.
That is a good fish.
Isn't that a nice fish?
That's, you're talking.
That's nice walleye.
That's beautiful.
You know?
That's 21, 22 inches.
Look at the color on that fish.
That's why people come north.
Isn't that the truth?
And the interesting thing about Cag Lake is that you're going to see a lot of fish of this caliber. A lot of northern lakes, you come up here, you catch tons of walleye, but they tend to be about 15 inches.
Yeah.
This lake has got this Cisco forage base going on. You get these big, fat,
just healthy fish. Too. I mean, just healthy looking fish, you know.
Very, very good fish. Well, you know, now that we have a little bit of a lull in the action, it's a good time to talk about the basic mechanics of what we're doing. You know, we've already mentioned, you know, our rods and reels. We're using spinning tackle. I've got a 6.5 foot medium light action Okuma EVX here. I'm fishing braided line, 10-pound test braided in this instance is about perfect. You can go a little lighter, 6 or 8 would be adequate. I like 10 because there's a lot of pike here, and if I did hook a big pike, I'd like a fighting chance of landing him. And on the terminal end, of course, a jig. And the only thing that I'm doing a little bit different is I'm not tying the braid directly to the jig. I'm tying a little tiny barrel swivel in, and then on that barrel swivel, I'm using a little short length, 18, 24 inches of 8 to 10-pound test fluorocarbon. So I got a clear leader down to the jig. Now, it could be argued that it's not necessary, but there's a real good reason why I do it. Braided line does not hold knots real good. Fluorocarbon holds knots excellent. And it's easier to tie a knot in fluorocarbon than it is to tie a knot in braid. And so on the terminal end, if I do break off a jig and need to tie one on quickly, I can do that with that little leader very, very quickly without any issues. If I want to try to retie with braid, all kinds of problems with it. It's hard to cut, and then when it does cut, it frays at the end. It's hard to get that frayed in through the hook eye. I just prefer not to tie direct. You know, what it really boils down to is you need 2 pieces of equipment to fighting these fish out in open water and stay on them. That's the most important thing. You know, the GPS is invaluable because I have a reference. Once I locate a spot, I punch it into the GPS, I have a reference. But fishing from a GPS perspective, I can do this and stay on it using the GPS, but it's much easier just to look over and see a visual reference, and that's why I'm doing both. That's why I'm doing the marker buoy and the GPS. You combine those together, and it really makes it easy to stay on fish.
Well, you get right back. Doubleheader. You know, you get right back up on that structure, right where we're supposed to be.
And it's the difference between catching a couple of walleyes or having double headers on. Look at this. We got these 2 tangled up here together. Look at that. So now they separated. I'm going to let you do a double scoopy if you want.
Okay.
Mine's only a second behind it. There's no reason why we can't take them both at the same time.
Pretty cool.
Look at this. There's 1, there's 2. That's the man, all right, Mr.
Header, we like that, huh?
That's what we come up here for.
Nice fish.
Look at that.